Forget Babylon and all that. Let's talk about what women did to me. I mean, don't forget it, but forget it for the sake of this video. Basically, all my life, back in the tomb. In case you didn't hear me before, imagine being in your tomb. This thing's all pinned down. There was no light. It's nighttime. When I'm usually doing it, just sitting here. I'm gonna get to the pillow in a second. All right, so let's start with Nicole in kindergarten. I bought her some kind of Care Bear, like a pink bear or something. I was young. I don't remember how old, very young. Okay? Make a long story short, nothing ever happened. I never told her how I felt about her. Next school, a bunch of blondes, and Sarah and Stephanie. And everyone likes Stephanie, and I like Sarah for some reason. And that ended up giving a complex to Stephanie or something. She's one of those girls who want everyone liked her or something, whatever. So, so it went from being Nicole, I believe, then it was Sarah that I liked. And I liked her for a long time, and it never worked out. She always thought low of me. She was one of those blonde females. And then there was Kristen. Yeah, she didn't like me at all. Make a long story short, laughed at me. I wrote her a note, and she played me out hard. Laughed with her friends hard. In the middle of class, when I gave her the note, or had my friend give her the note because I was so shy, they laughed hard all together, and Stephanie's cocky ass was among them. And I guess she felt better for me not liking her as much as Sarah, and even though the rest of the class liked her more. Now, so we go on. Sarah Glasgow, that's what it was, or something like that. I forgot. But anyway, she tells me that no woman could ever like me but my mother, and I basically appreciated it. It really hurt me in a way, but not in a way you think. It hurt me because it was true, and not because she had said it, even though she was supposed to be my friend. Is that she was right. She was helping me out. It's to stop. If I had never tried for any female before I was 18, I would have been much better off. So then we get to Janu. She was cocky, only liked me because other people liked me at that time, which was right around the time when I first come back from Web, I believe it was, or right before I go. And then, so, whatever. That relationship didn't matter. Later on, she even denies that we were together. And she's like, she pretends like she doesn't remember and dumb shit like that because she became the weather lady and she thinks she's something special, And she thinks she's 10 steps ahead of me to this day, even though she's just the weather lady and I'm the top martial artist in the world. But we won't get into that. So where was I? Oh yeah, then we go to I believe that was around the time of Maria. We all know the story. I told a million times. Cocky Hispanic female, didn't like me. Make a long story short, prefer scraps and skaters, just like Lee Blank. I liked her around the same time as Maria. There was like a slight difference, I believe, in timing. I don't remember how it worked out exactly, and I think it did overlap at one point where I felt strongly about both of them. But whatever. She didn't like me. She liked some skater, some Hispanic person, etc. And we go on to who else was there, man? Oh yeah. Okay, now we go. Around 15 at that point. So we go on to the next females. There was some blonde girl that I talked to for a while, but to try to get me to forget Maria didn't work. To make a long story short, blah blah blah. Cornerstone Christian School. Some female named Carmen. She chose a cop over me, and this is when the cops started making it personal with me. Not because she chose a cop over me. She was flirting the cop more than me, and she chose some punk ass white boy she actually got freaky with. I can tell that story, But basically, she did it in an appropriate way and had no respect for me at all, and chose inferior scum instead, just like the rest of them. Notice women's judgment this whole time. Notice how stupid they are, and how apparently stupid they are. And it's not just I'm some crazy guy that lives in the cuts. I went to 6 different fucking high schools. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Fuck the naysayers. Fuck them. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, I go to that, and some Asian island females chose some punk ass Aryan white boy instead of me, punk ass nerdy geek Mark motherfucker, and so then there's Black Nikki pretends to like me, but she didn't like my style because basically, my brothers were hating on me instead of putting me on a style. My little brother kind of felt me, and then my parents were just out of touch. They moved to the middle of nowhere. It didn't help me. My style was lacking big time back then. She almost had a good reason not to like me, but she should have saw through it. Shallow, typical bitch. Next, lack of judgment. And this is the type of females that are supposed to be smarter. This is the most competitive high school in the country. You know, one of them at least. And then we go on to where are we at? Where are we at? Oh yeah, we're okay. We come. All that shit happened. I got the order a little bit mixed up because I went to Webb before I went to the other school, high school. And so anyway, we go to fucking where are we? College. There's some beautiful women. I see Hispanic women. They choose some other marks, and then they laugh at me. Instead of giving me a chance, they pretty much laugh at me at the thought that I would try for them. When there's a bunch of fucking peasant filth, and I'm fucking Ebo Uku Daniel Boone, the top brain. Remember, I'm the top brain surgeon in the world's sun. While I'm being shunned by inferior forms of fucking life. If I said it any other way, I wouldn't be telling the truth. And I gotta watch it because people can disprove my key points. So I have to tell the truth. You know, the absolute truth, and not pull any punches. You know, now, which is pretty much how I felt the whole time with every video. But hey, I'm gonna emphasize that part so they don't forget. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Then, make a long story short, there's a bunch of females in college. You have no respect and like a bunch of punks instead of me. And you know, eventually there's my ex-fiance lived in Greece. Oh, this is key. She lived in Greece. I'm sitting here holding my fucking pillow, telling her, "Oh, hold my pillow." Blah blah blah. I'm resorting to long distance relationships at this point because every female around me is a fucking scumbag, and attractive female especially. And so she's over there fucking her ex-husband and all kinds of guys while pretending to love me for 4 fucking years. To make a long story fucking short, we're quote unquote engaged, and it doesn't work out as you can imagine. And she's fucking someone right fucking now, as you can imagine. And we go some fucking other, you know, that no, the first ones were hell before the fiance. Yeah, it was. I think, yeah, it was Rahel before the fiance. And then it was the fiance. And then it was the 3 girls I did after her did the same thing, just like the song. White, one was white, one was Hispanic. They all left me for another guy. One of the things that my ex-fiance did is she left me for another guy while lying about, you know, it behind my back. Only one of the 3 who did after that, she said it in a matter-of-fact fashion. Like, oh, I've moved on. I'm dating someone else now, as if it was no big deal. And later on, it would turn out because she's an informant for the FBI who's linked to the pharmaceutical industry and the offices that are linked to there. And that was the office she was working in when she met me on the internet. And anyway, not absolutely sure, but it's basically that's the general idea of it. Now, you know, so then, you know, at this point and before, I think it goes back to about Cornerstone. When the cops started planting women in my life and really controlling the internet. They got hip to me being a politically active on the internet and started controlling things and hacking me and siding with groups to hack. Not just regular people who didn't like me, but also government doing it as well. You know, and you know, you can imagine how tough my life was when they discriminated. And when it came to a climax, I think I was about 19 or so, when the cop got killed in South San Jose, Officer Fontana, and the suspect was Deshaun Campbell. And now, you know, I lived around that time, you know, I moved into South San Jose apartments on Chenoweth, and not far from Almond Expressway at all. And they were fucking full of hatred. They hated me for it, and they discriminated me for it ever since. And that's part of the reason why I was in psych ward so many times. The cops really had it in for me. My political views, the Crip gang affiliation, the Crip killing the cop, or the quote-unquote Crip killing the cop, being the suspect of the killing the cop, and so on. But anyway, I went way the fuck over the time. To make a long story short, imagine being in a fucking temple after all this fucking shit, thinking about all these. And remember, I'm reaching out to females over the internet, looking for females actively, and they're showing their judgment in one of the most popular, like the 11th most populated city in America. This is how it is in liberal California. Imagine the Deep South. Imagine Chicago. Imagine more racially divided places. Imagine how I would get treated. This is how I'm treated here. There's no love for any Ebo in America, period. And I'm half white. The females here are all shallow demon whores who are going to burn in hell, all but the ones I've named. I hate them so fucking much, you can't imagine. And I hope that I find it in my soul to forgive them before I die. But I will never forget how they betrayed me all my life, like the treacherous whores they are. I fucking hate them. Thank you.